Last year, I read Lord of the Rings, and it was a terrible mistake, a terrible, terrible mistake, and I'm gonna tell you why. These books are so good. They're so good, they're so well written, they're so long, they're so immersive. The story you're reading, and it gets its little claws in, and and you don't want to read anything else because the lore, the world, the characters is so good. And everyone is like, oh, the Lord of the Rings is going to be hard to read because it's so long. It's not. It's not hard to read, it's not too long, because it's well written, and so you don't struggle to read the words, because they're well written words, and you just want to stay there forever. And then, when you finish them, you finish the vast book, you get to the end, and you're like, loved that, good experience, what am I going to read now? What am I going to read now? And then you look at every other book that you have on your shelves, and you go, nothing is going to compare to these. Nothing will compare, and it doesn't. For context, I used to make a book review video at the end of every year where I just recap all the books that I'd read and talk about them in case you would like to read and you're looking for books to read. So, if you're interested in reading, first of all, read Lord of the Rings. Second of all, maybe don't. Because once you do, you'll never read anything else like it. These books are amazing. They're so good, and then you're just left with like an empty hole in your soul because nothing will be as good ever again. Because of that, I did not finish a book for like the first 4-5 months of the year. I basically just read Lord of the Rings last year. I did also read this, I think it was this one, the third Thursday Murder Club book. It's all right. First Thursday Murder Club book is good. After that, the plots get progressively more confusing, and there's progressively more characters to keep track of, and the chapters get shorter and shorter, and it's fine, whatever. First thing I tried to read this year was The Three-Body Problem. I still have not finished it. Let me tell you, this is what happens with this book, all right? First, like a couple chapters, you're like, oh, cool, that's interesting. 1960s, Cultural Revolution in China, that's cool. Don't know a lot about that, I'd like to learn. And then there's this one thing that happens to the second main character, and you're like, whoa, I'm with you. I'm so with you. I'm so invested. This is awesome. The mystery's great. I'm so excited. You start the book, and then you're like, wow, that was incredible. I can't wait to see how that gets resolved. And then it's just this. For the rest, and I'm, like 2/3 through now, the big reveal has happened, and spoilers, it's aliens. When that happens, the reveal is not, whoa, it's aliens. It's like, oh, it's aliens. Okay. And that is my review of Three-Body Problem. If you want something that's sci-fi that I think is way better, I've talked about these in every book review I've ever made, because up until Lord of the Rings, these are the best books I've ever read. Are they as good as Lord of the Rings? Yes. Are they as immersive and as long and as sprawling as Lord of the Rings? No, not at all. This is C.S. Lewis's sci-fi trilogy. C.S. Lewis, you may know him from the Narnia. He also wrote the sci-fi. The sci-fi better than the Narnia. The very quite read these. Three-Body Problem, book confusing, book a bit depressing. These books, good book. Depressing, not depressing. Happy, kind of. The third one's very violent actually, but they're really good. All right. After that, I read Agatha Christie, Destination Unknown. Agatha Christie, Destination Unknown. You may know her from writing The Murder Mystery, but also she is one of them at times is she wrote the spy thriller, the Cold War spy book. It's good. The cover, very good. Good cover, very nice. Yeah, it's great. It's not the most revolutionary spy thriller I've ever read, but it's Agatha Christie writing out of her genre, and I think she does a bloody good job. And it's good, it's short, satisfying ending, good book, and it's an Agatha Christie that's not very well known, which I think is pretty cool. It's also one of only 4 of her books that have never had any kind of screen adaptation, which I thought was interesting. Next, we have The Problem of Pain. This is C.S. Lewis writing non-fiction, which is mostly what he's known for other than Narnia. Very good, very good. If you've ever asked the question, why does pain exist and does God exist? Read this book. You might find it enlightening. I thought it was great. It's a lot, but it's very good. And finally, finally I'm reading The Blues Brothers. The Brothers. The Brothers of Blues. If you've not seen The Blues Brothers, it's one of my top 3 all-time favorite movies.
I hate Illinois Nazis.
I'm not used to reading biographies and nonfiction, so I'm kind of just going at it in little bites. I love the movie, so I just am very interested about the people. It's mostly the story of the lives of Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi, the people who made the movie. They are all the books that I've read in the last 18 months. There is a reason why The Lord of the Rings is so famous, and why it's kind of like known as one of the best fiction stories ever written, because it is. If anyone tells you that they're too long and complicated to read, I think they're lying to you, honestly. I found these books so well written, there was never a point where I was never bored. There is one point about halfway through The Two Towers where it switches from everything that's happening and then it just goes to Frodo and Sam wandering in the wilderness. This second half of the second book is the closest I got to being bored. And I think that's where most people give up. And it's a shame, because if you can get through those few hundred pages, there's stuff happening, it's just not as interesting. As soon as you get to the end of that and you get into Return of the King, fantastic. I liked this one the most out of all of them. This has been BJ's Book Review. Thank you for watching. I'm making a video every single day of July. This is day 13. We're doing an in-person meetup for a video on Saturday the 27th of July. In Sydney, so let me know if you want to be part of that, and I can send you the details. And read books. Books are great, especially Lord of the Rings. Just be prepared, you will never want to read any other book ever once you finish them, because they are that good. Thank you for watching, subscribe to Determined to Fail on YouTube, and I will see you tomorrow.